It's Marvel, baby. And hey, yo, there's something I need to tell all my strategist mains right here, right now. You're carried. It is not your team's fault you keep being susceptible to dives. It is not your DPS fault that your positioning is ass, which means it is not your tank's fault that Captain America gets to sprint past them and punch you to death with that goddamn American shield that somehow makes me relate to my great-grandparents during the Jim Crow era. The hate during those times don't even compare to the hate I think strategist players deserve. Now, don't get me wrong. They don't deserve the hate for any personal reasons. It's not like I'm going at them like, I hate you, nigga. Every time you choose that dancing ice bitch, makes me want to turn the game off with them long ass legs.
Oh, oh my God. Sharky?
No. We deserve the hate for a different reason altogether. But before we get to that, now where does all the smoke come from? What fuels all of this hate? Hate for the people who dare play the support role has been around since before the role was even labeled support. If being able to lock down your opponent was a healing stat and points scored were final hits, it will make total sense why Michael Jordan hates Scottie Pippen's guts. No one wants to play this role because they believe it's boring and unskilled. But I believe the hate comes from the support role having to always survey the game with a wider field of view per se. They see things from a perspective the other roles are oblivious to. This makes it very hard to forgive a mistake that seemed so easily avoidable. As with everything in life, it's a lot easier to judge when you're on the outside looking in. And when you're playing support, you are always on the outside looking in. Support players, comment below if this sounds familiar to you at all. You're in your back line, you're topping off your tanks or you're damage boosting your DPS, constantly looking around for the inevitable flank or dive. It finally comes. You start fighting for your life back there. 7 whole seconds go by. You lose the duel, and your tank and DPS who refuse to turn around start spam pinging that they are at critical health. Annoying, right? We have all had this happen to us.
Way across the map crying. Talking about some, where's my healer? Healer, I need healing. Where's my healer? I'm right here.
How about this? Tank players, comment if this has happened to you. You're creating space. You happen to take out one of their supports, so you ping to push the attack since you have the numbers advantage. You push the fight with full health. You get 2 of their squishies down to 1 shot, then you die. And the 2 squishies get away scot-free. You scream, where the fuck is my team? I feel you. The thing is, both of these situations happened at the exact same time. And we are resenting each other for it. The tank gets upset because they weren't getting healed. The support is upset because they weren't getting peeled. I've noticed this multiple times when I was watching replays. So basically, it's just a big fat ass triple cheeseburger eating, non-exercising, heart attack having ass misunderstanding. And on top of the misunderstandings that happen throughout all of our matches, we have the triple support dilemma. Everyone hates this shit, even the strategist mains. It is worse than GOATs in Overwatch, bro. It is not the strongest or most viable team comp, but it definitely is the most fucking annoying. Hashi made a video that includes how to counter that team comp specifically, and it's really good, so you should go peep. Oh yeah, the hate.
And it's just Cloak and Dagger Root versus Cloak and Dagger Root. And now guess what happens after these Cloak and Dagger Roots? Another Cloak and Dagger Root. Then Mantis Ode so we don't die. Us for against the world. We are undefeatable. Well, guess what happens now? Guess what happens now? Mantis Ode. Yeah, we are undefeated. Tell me this looks fun to you guys. Just constant barrage of unlimited healing so nobody dies.
I'm gonna keep it real. This might be the biggest reason for the hate. Throughout all the games of Marvel Rivals that we've all played and been through, how many times have you heard,
we are undefeatable!
And then,
us against the world!
The powers are mine!
Us against the world!
And you are fucking sick of it. Nigga, I'm sick of it. I heard If I Could Rule the World by Bone Thugs and Harmony the other day, and my brain changed the lyrics to It's Us Against the World. Because of how many times I've had to hear Cloak and Dagger use that damn voice line. Now, this pent up anger is transferring outside of the game and used as ammo to attack specific roles, not just the strategist role either. I think this applies to the hate that each role receives. Oh, you're only being nice to me because I can keep you alive in the game? Well, I'm the person you need to enjoy the game you decided to play, so adhere to my every need. Peel for me, help me as soon as an enemy even looks in my direction. But at the same time, you better be killing those healers on the other side. And if you aren't doing both of those things as a DPS, the other people who play your role are going to hear about it on Reddit, pal. This is how we come off as strategist players. Yet again, another misunderstanding. Now, there's a narrative that strategist mains have an insane ego and a superiority complex. To the other roles, we just a bunch of Kanye Wests out here. Now, I kind of understand where the narratives come from because I've heard and seen some wild shit support players have done mid-match.
If two people tell me that they report this guy, then I will play. Otherwise, I'm not going to play. I'm going to teach you a lesson above mortals. When you report a kid in game, guess what? People don't want to play with your ass. You got that?
Now, if you were playing tank and your support that's on Rocket Raccoon reacted to literally anything that could have happened in that match like that dweeb did, it's only right that they get called a big old baby. An entitled brat with a god complex because you need them to continue to live so you can enjoy the game you decided to play today. Now, when you're labeled the sole reason for losing the game, on top of receiving no praise when things actually do go well, as time goes on, you naturally develop a resentment towards your peers. This is a story as old as time itself. This happens with siblings, co-workers. This even happens in the content creation game. This is apparent in any social setting, if you ask me. The one who is labeled lesser but is actually a staple to the team and is needed, and the operation will fail without them. That goes for any role, don't get me wrong, but it does remind me of when the CEO of a company I used to work for would constantly tell all the call center agents, "You are the foundation of the company." Without you being there to answer when members call, no one deemed quote unquote more important than you would even know where to start with initiating our members. Shout out to her. And she's right. Playing strategists in Marvel Rivals, playing support in any game can make you feel like an entry-level call center agent that the lead accountant and director of operations is constantly shitting on, even though they need you to properly do their job. This resentment even got into my psyche and had me ranting in a video about the matchmaking being rigged in Marvel Rivals. Total copium, by the way, even if the matchmaking is geared towards engagement instead of competitive integrity. And it can sometimes feel like a gotcha game when it comes to the teams you get paired with. But at the end of the day, if we love this game and we put in the time to learn it the correct way, I think we can all become top 500 strategists. Now, how do we come to an understanding? I think we all should dedicate an entire season to playing a different role. Just once. Of course, you can flex when needed. You don't need to be going Vanguard when two of your teammates insta-lock Strange and Hulk. But for the most part, get in there and play a role you don't main. Just so you can see the game from a different perspective for once. When I started playing tank in Overwatch, I knew my healers were counting on me to tuck behind cover ever so often, just so I can be healed properly. I knew this from maining support, playing Anna, because it annoyed the hell out of me to have my Reinhardt think his only form of cover was his shield. So their shield would break, and you guessed it, they got instantly melted, then begged for healing. I've been that tank too, though. I've yelled at my supports for not healing me, only for them to say, "You're overextending, bro. It ain't overextending if you just follow me." Right? I also played DPS for a bit. I learned that sometimes I need to position myself to grab health packs since I'm going to be on the flank and my healers won't be able to help me all the time. On the flip side though, sometimes we as supports need to accompany our DPS in their adventure so we can ensure they have a safe travel. We do this as a community, and I believe we can put a dent in this narrative that support players are boosted crybabies that don't know basic positioning. Hold on. Speaking of basic positioning, Our main focus as a strategist should be having optimal positioning so that we can decrease our chances of dying. I know you think your main focus should be healing, and you would be correct, my nigga. However, good positioning is what enables you to keep the team alive. Good positioning will allow you to see that flank 8 seconds before it actually happens. Good positioning requires the enemy team to use resources to try to flush you out. And if they don't use those resources, you're going to have free reign over the lobby. You're going to be a raid boss that no one can see because you're tucked off in a corner somewhere, mindlessly holding down left click while you stare at Dagger's glorious cheeks. Or maybe you're looking at Rocket's tail. I don't know, bro. I ain't here to judge. Good example, when you're defending on Midtown and the enemy team pushes that first tunnel in Grand Central Terminal. There is a spot I love to play here right across from the timetables for the MTA North train schedule. Where the fuck is that, you say? You know if you use proper positioning. I only know where this train schedule is at because I sat here long enough one game, I was able to enjoy the fine details of this map. Now, what's this brutal reality every strategist must face? It's the fact that no one cares, bro. No one gives a flying fuck if you're being dove right now. Not even your other 1 or 2 strategists that's on the team with you. You better lab it up and start winning your 1v1s. And you better be healing in the middle of that 1v1. If not, GG support diff. In this solo queue world, it's everybody for themselves. Yes, this is a team game and you will synergize with randoms from time to time. But ultimately, no one is thinking about what you're going through in that back line. The entire team is transactional. We queued up to do our jobs and go the fuck home. Do your job. Blaming your team is not going to help you reach your ranked goals. The next time you see your tank about to make a stupid ass play, I want you to join them in pursuing that stupid ass play. It might work out for you. And if it doesn't work out, they can't complain about heals because you were there providing support the entire stupid ass play. And if you don't agree with that, another thing we need to start doing is playing strategists that can carry the game. Mantis, Luna, y'all might cook me for this one, but Adam Warlock. Y'all are sleeping on Adam. Insane carry potential, especially in this shitty ass triple support meta. Just like with Mantis, if you find an off angle to provide consistent damage and heal your team when they need to be healed, not when they want to be healed, when they need to be healed. And when they need to be healed is contextual. That's on you and your game sense to figure that one out. Just ensure they don't die. You will find success doing this.